All right, so been trying to, I don't know if avoid is the right word, but I don't like to talk about things that I don't personally research or um, know the specifics about. And what I'm referring to is all the Epstein stuff. Um, I don't want to. Number one, there's so much crap that comes across these devices that it's hard to know what's real and what isn't. Um, and then you throw AI into the mix. And it's not a coincidence that all this stuff happens at the same time. That just disclosure and the onset of AI and just how much it's advanced in the last year. I mean, when Grok and different ones first came out, they were very clunky. And, they had, if you were using AI to make a video or a picture, you would have extra fingers or you could kind of spot it if you paid attention. The advancement in AI in the last year, if not the last 6 months, has grown by leaps and bounds to where that they've figured out how to remove the extra fingers or things that don't make sense when you're watching a video or you're seeing a photo that's been generated by AI. And again, it's not coincidence that all these things are happening when the disclosure about Epstein and we say that so tongue-in-cheek, and that's by design. There's a clip from the X-Files, and I'll see if I can find it before I post this video so you know what I'm talking about.
Dr. They, I presume?
Kids today don't even know what this means. Why should they? I mean, when's the last time someone admitted doing something they were ashamed of? Even if caught on tape or doing it, they just say, well, that was taken out of context.
Yes, but why are you shaming me?
Someone who spent his life seeking the truth behind every great conspiracy, and you're only now finding out about me?
Perhaps it just goes to show how good you are at hiding in the shadows.
Who's hiding? I'm in the phone book. But nobody knows what's a phone book anymore.
I have to admit, what little I know of you, I got from a rather dubious online video.
Oh, did you like that? I made it. It's my new platform, Phony Fake News. It's a presentation of real facts, but in a way that assures no one will believe any of it.
To what end?
The bitter end. Which is why, when I became aware that you were finally aware of me, I felt a professional courtesy to meet with you and to tell you this in person. You're dead. Oh, that came out wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I meant your time, Agent Mulder. Your time has passed.
Okay, so what is or what was my time?
Well, it's a time when people of power thought that they could keep their secrets secret and were willing to do anything to keep it that way. Those days are past, gone. We're now living in a post-cover-up, post-conspiracy age. And I no doubt the kids will come up with some catchphrase for it. Poco or something. They'll say like, oh, that's so poco. That'll make you wish you really were dead.
As long as the truth gets out.
They don't care whether the truth gets out because the public no longer knows what's meant by the truth.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, no one can tell the difference anymore between what's real and what's fake.
There's still an objective truth, an objective reality.
So what? I mean, you take this Mandela effect. Well, in the old days, I would never have come out and admitted to you, yes, I can change people's collective memories. And that would have meant that I can control the past. And if that's true, well, as Orson Welles once said, he who controls the past controls the future.
It was George Orwell that said that.
For now, maybe. Anyway, the point is, I can tell you all of this right out in the open, because it doesn't matter who knows about it. They won't know whether to believe it or not.
To be honest, I'm not believing any of this.
Well, believe what you want to believe. That's what everybody does nowadays anyway. You're only proving my point, you twit. But, full disclosure, you're right, I can't control people's minds. Although it turns out you don't really have to. All you need is some people to think it's possible. And then you've sown the seeds of uncertainty. All you really need is a laptop.
So that's what this has all been about? The spread of online disinformation?
Maybe. You know, our current president once said something truly profound. He said, nobody knows for sure.
What was he referring to?
What does it matter?
Basically, Mulder is meeting with some, like, deep state, like a hierarchy type guy, someone who knows what's what. Basically, this guy is telling Mulder that, I guess Mulder is threatening to leak something or disclose something to media or something like that, and he just kind of laughs at Mulder. And I'm loosely paraphrasing this because it's been a while since I've seen it. It just came to my mind right before earlier today when I was talking to someone else about this. So basically, this guy, this deep state dude, is saying that we are throwing so much noisy information at people on purpose, and then we throw the truth in there too, so that everyone is so preoccupied trying to figure out what's what and what's up and what's down, that we can say whatever we want, and very few people will know if it's true or not. And that's what's going on right now. There are so many things biting for your 3 to 5 seconds of attention span, thanks to TikTok and the world we live in, that's why there's no unified outrage about the Epstein disclosures. And going back to my point, we said that so tongue-in-cheek that it's like we don't really what's the word I'm looking for, encapsulate what the Epstein disclosure and Epstein files and Epstein this and Epstein that, what it truly is, the evil that it truly is, the lives that are destroyed because of this person and the ring of operatives that are behind him. You don't get to that level without governments and secret organizations and deep state backing you, funding you, and keeping you off the radar. I was at UPS a little bit ago, and there was a long line, and there was a young mother, and she was holding a baby girl, probably toddler, 2-3 years old. And just the innocence, she was staring at me because I had my glasses on. So I was waving to her, and she would duck, and she'd pop back out, and I'd wave to her again. And she just was just kind of playing back and forth. And I'm thinking to myself that that's like a prime target for these people, and not people, these monsters that participated in any level of this Epstein nightmare. There's not enough outrage. There's not enough people with pitchforks and torches ready to hang these people and set them on fire. And I'm not calling for violence, TikTok and wherever else this video goes, so you have to say that in 2026. But really, we're not angry enough. We are not we the people. And that's the greatest victory of the deep state, is that they've desensitized the world, let alone the United States, against evil. We see it, hell, we pay for it on pay-per-view and Netflix and whatever else. We pay to see evil. We pay to see bodies being chopped up on Saw movies and different things. And then we wonder why the world and the United States cannot rally around this and against this. This world, I mean, is in a very bad place. I grew up in a very religious church, and every week it was hellfire and brimstone, and we were just short of passing around snakes. And so I grew up hearing, oh, we're in the end days, we're in the end times, and all this stuff, and I'm not going to get on my religion soapbox, but I'm very anti-religion. I'm especially anti-mega churches. I'm especially against people who will, well, I'm not going to go there, self-righteous hypocrites. We'll just leave it at that. But I do know enough from my sweet gray-haired grandma who prayed for every one of us grandkids and kids and great-grandkids. And that's Jesus with skin on. But I know enough to know that we really could be at the end of days, that there's evil. You cannot not be exposed to evil living in 2026, and I don't care where you're at. Unless you're living in the middle of Alaska where you don't have people around you and no technology, maybe. But even then, you know what this world is like, even if you escape to that place, which sounds very nice right now. If you got on there and he had the 10 days of disclosure, the 10 days, whatever. It's not 10 days of darkness. There's no of. It's 10 days darkness. Even if for 10 days, every media outlet, your phone, your iPad, your TV, your computer screen, even if the aliens came down and force-fed this to everybody, and you had to see it all, then what? Is that going to undo the damage that's been done to these poor children and adolescents, these victims of the Epstein demons? Is that going to undo them? They are forever damaged And that's not to say that they're not capable of love or being healed. And, you know, God create the universe, he can heal a person. I'm not saying that. But they are forever damaged. You cannot do anything to undo what's been done to them. And on the flip side, you can never fix somebody who's done that. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. And the people who have allowed it to happen are as 100% equal in guilt to the perpetrators, the people who had done all the bad things. And I pray to God there's a reckoning for these people. And we all know there's a special place in hell for them. The Bible tells you that it'd be better to have a millstone tied to your neck and you cast into the sea than harm a child. So we know there's a special place in hell for these people, for these monsters. But there needs to be something done now. These people need to be accountable now. And that's the biggest problem in the world right now. No one has to be accountable. No one is made to pay for anything. But at what point does things change? And if you're following me on wherever this video comes, you know that I'm all about the RV and all these things. But even if that happened tomorrow, we woke up and we're able to go trade in our foreign currencies and all this stuff and everything that we've been searching for all these years, then what? So what? You got money. And I know, I'm in the boat. Everyone needs the windfall from this. I get it. There's people that are living in their cars. There's people that are homeless. I get it. I'm not dismissing that. I'm not discounting that. I get it. But even if you're living in your car and you get money and all of a sudden your life changes, but you're still living in the world of evil. Money doesn't fix it. The only thing is going to fix it is accountability. The tree is thirsty and it needs refreshing. You know, back in the day when they would tar and feather people of a certain profession, it changed things. Because the people, they knew that they crossed the line, they were going to be held accountable. That's gone nowadays. And that's why these slimy politicians do what they do. No one's going to hold them accountable. I mean, look at this things that I want to say. Lindsey Graham. He flops back and forth more than a fish out of water. Do you think he's really a friend to Iran? Do you really think he's a friend to the Middle East? No. He's a prostitute and he performs for whoever pays his bill. Just like all the other ones. And, you know, you can't figure Trump out. I don't care who you are, what side you're on, Trump derangement syndrome or not. Trump is so confusing. I don't even know if Trump knows what Trump's doing. So I don't even go there. I'm not touching Trump with the 10-foot pole because I don't know. You don't know. I'm praying there's some master plan at work. There's an exit strategy from this madness, that people are going to be held accountable, and these precious babies are going to stop being a menu item. There's so many things that have been put in place, even pre-2020, to pacify we the people. And it's worked. 1,000% it's worked. And I'm not gonna say what's really on my mind about that, because too many of y'all aren't ready to hear it. But to wrap this rant up, we're not angry enough. We're not outraged enough. We're not disgusted enough. We are not. And part of it's because there's good in us that doesn't want to see what they've done to these precious children. I can't even think about it. The horrific stories, even if 0.5% of what we've seen associated with Epstein is true, 0.5% of it. People get on here and they're like, "Oh, you can't believe half of it." So okay, don't believe half of it. If 0.5% of the stories are true, you're not angry enough. I'm not angry enough. We the people aren't angry enough. That's it. I'm out.